Hello students, I hope you all are doing extremely well and I really hope that all of you have participated into the online economics test. Well, we have already gone through a halfway on our first chapter, that is the introduction chapter that we are discussing, and we just need to deal with some few more concepts and then we will be totally done with our first chapter. Okay, so today the first thing that we will discuss is the solution of central problems under different economies. We already know that there are three types of economies. One is the centrally planned economy, which is the socialist economy. Then we have capitalist economy, which is also called the market economy, and finally the mixed economy. And in our last video, we have also covered the central problems. There are three central problems: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So let's talk about their solution for the different economies. The first one which we will talk is for the market economy, market or capitalist economy. Well, a market economy or the capitalist economy is one where there is less government and more private. I'm just writing in short PPT, more private intervention. And producers works with profit motive. Works with profit motive. So this is the simple structure of a capitalist economy where there is less of government intervention and more private intervention, and producers works with profit motive. Now let's talk about our central problem. The first central problem is associated with what to produce. So in a centrally planned economy, those goods and services will be produced. I'm just writing G and S. G and S implies goods and services. Those goods and services will be produced whose demand is more than the supply. The reason is that those goods or services will be produced for which demand is more. It is just because of simple fact that the private producers are working with profit motive. If they are working with profit motive and they choose production of those commodities for which demand is more, then they can charge higher price for the produced goods and services, and higher price will lead to the higher rate of profit. Next we come to how to produce. So under how to produce, we already know there are two techniques of production. One is labor intensive technique and another is capital intensive technique. So under capitalist economy, that technique of production will be chosen which has lower cost of production, which has lower cost of production. That means whatever the technique of production they choose, they can choose either labor intensive technique or they can choose capital intensive technique. But they will focusing on a simple fact that which technique of production is causing them less cost of production. If their cost of production is less, that means they can get higher rate of profit, and their main motive is that to get higher profit, and they can get higher rate of profit only when their cost of production is low, and related to this they will produce those goods and services for which demand is more, because when we have a more demand for a commodity, then we can sell it a higher price and get higher rate of profit. And finally, the last problem, for whom to produce. So as they are working with profit motive, the producers are working with profit motive, and they are producing those goods and services whose demand is more because they can sell it with a higher price. So the poor people cannot afford to buy goods and services with a higher price. Only the rich are capable of purchasing the goods and services at a higher price. Hence, in a capitalist economy, goods and services will be produced for the rich and poor will ignore. Goods and services will be produced for rich and poor will be ignored. Well, this is it. The simple solutions for a capitalist economy. And what to produce? They will produce those goods and services whose demand is more than the supply, because if the demand is more than the supply, then they can charge higher price for those goods and services, and this will lead to them higher rate of profit. Under how to produce problem, they will choose that technique of production for which they are having less cost of production, because less cost of production will lead to higher rate of profit. And finally, they will produce goods and services for the rich, as they can pay higher price and poor will be ignored. Rich, okay, I am just writing here, as they can pay higher price, as they can pay higher price. The rich can pay higher price and poor will be ignored. So these are the solutions for the central problems for a market or capitalist economy. Next, we will moving to the socialist economy, which is also known as the centrally planned economy. Centrally planned or socialist economy. So what happens in a socialist economy? It is exact opposite with the capitalist economy. So here we will have more government and less private intervention. More government and less private intervention, and government works with not profit motive, they work with welfare motive. Government works with welfare motive. So under what to produce, those goods and services will be produced which is beneficial for the society, which is beneficial for the society, because they are closely working with welfare purpose. Hence, those goods and services will be produced which is beneficial for the society. Similarly, under how to produce, that technique of production will be chosen which has maximum social benefit. Maximum social benefit. Under capitalist economy, they will choose that technique of production which has lower cost of production, but it is centrally planned economy, socialist economy, and they are working with welfare purpose. Hence, they will choose that technique of production which has maximum social benefit. And finally, for whom to produce problem, goods and services will be produced with emphasis by giving emphasis to the poor. By giving emphasis to poor, because of the simple fact that under socialist economy we are closely working with welfare motive, and if we can produce for the poor people and we can uplift them upwards, their social standard if we can uplift it a little bit upwards, we can raise their standard of living, then we can say that yes, we have achieved a goal of social welfare. So those goods and services will be produced by giving emphasis to the poor section, and we will produce goods and services with a view that it should get beneficial for the society, and that technique of production will be chosen which has maximum social benefit. So simple fact is that under socialist economy, all of the three problems will be solved with a view towards the benefit of the society. That means under the social consideration, social welfare consideration, we will solve our central problems in a centrally planned or socialist economy. Finally, we have the last type of economy, which is the mixed economy. So what happens in the mixed economy? In the mixed economy is basically a mixture of centrally planned economy and the capitalist economy. That means it is a mixture of socialist and the market economy. So in socialist economy we find there is more government, less private intervention, and in capitalist economy we find there is more private and less of government activity. But in the mixed economy we find there is coexistence of both public and private institutions. Coexistence of both public, which is the government, and private. Coexistence of public and private. So under what to produce, we will be producing goods and services on the basis of demand and supply consideration as well as on the basis of social consideration. Now, my dear students, just follow a simple fact that mixed economy is a mixture of centrally planned economy and the capitalist economy. So we need to club both the concepts together for writing the solutions for the central problems. Under capitalist economy, if you turn back a little backwards of this video, you will find that goods and services were produced under the demand and supply consideration for a capitalist economy, and this is for the socialist economy, which we have produced under the social consideration, which should be beneficial for the society. So for a mixed economy, those goods, let me frame it in this way: goods and services will be produced with demand and supply as well as social consideration. As well as social consideration. Here for the demand I am just writing DD, and for supply I am just writing SS. But while writing in exam, please don't write DD and SS. Write it full: demand and supply, and here please do not write G and S. Try to write goods and services. So for a what to produce problem, the solution for a mixed economy will be a mixture of this capitalist and socialist economy. Under capitalist economy, goods and services were produced with demand and supply consideration, whose demand is more and supply is less. And for a socialist economy, goods and services were being produced under social consideration, which is maximum social benefit. So for a mixed economy, goods and services will be produced with demand and supply as well as social consideration. Demand and supply falls for the private part and social consideration falls under the public part, which is the government. And how to produce? Now under how to produce also we need to club them together. Club them together means the concept that we have learned under a socialist economy as well as for the centrally planned economy. So private producers will choose that technique which has lower cost of production and government will choose that technique which has maximum social benefit. So here also we have clubbed the two concepts, which was for the centrally planned economy and the capitalist economy. The private producers will choose that technique of production which is lower cost of production. This part falls for the capitalist economy, and the next part falls for the socialist economy. So we need to write both the concepts together for the mixed economy under how to produce situation, because it is a mixed economy and we will find it is a mixture of both capitalist economy and the socialist economy. Hence we need to club every concept together for writing our social problem, solutions of solutions of central problems. And finally, for whom to produce. So private producers I'm just writing in short, prod to the power CRS. So, and this is private. So private producers will produce just hang on. Private producers will produce for rich, what we have exactly seen under the capitalist economy, and government will produce by giving emphasis to poor. By giving emphasis to poor. So by giving emphasis to poor, that means they will produce goods and services with a very subsidized rate so that the poor people can also able to afford it. Like if I give you an example of transportation, India is a mixed economy, and in India under transportation domain we find there is capitalists also, the private individuals also, and at the same time government is also producing a transportation service. Like the airlines are basically controlled by the private individuals, and the price of airlines, the traveling fare, we all know it is really very high, and the government is producing another transportation service which is the railways, which is entirely controlled by the government. Now just if we compare the airlines travel fare, the flight travel fare, and the travel fare which we will occur via a train or via a railway, we will find that the travel fare for the railway or train is very much less compared to the travel fare via airlines or via flights. So that means government is producing with a very subsidized rate so that poor people can also afford it. So this is all the three different economies, and for which we have covered three different central problems: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. The next thing what we will talk is the concept of opportunity cost. Well, let me tell you, if you want to write all these things, just go a little bit backwards, pause the video and write it, or you can take a screenshot also. It's up to you what you want to do. So that was all the three central problems for the three different economies. Moving next to the next topic, the opportunity cost. So by opportunity we mean that these are various chances, and cost means the price we need to pay. So with this simple concept, that what is the price we need to pay for taking up an opportunity. So with this logic, the concept of opportunity cost has been formulated. So now let me give you the definition. Okay, before giving you the definition, we already know another fact also, that to have something we need to sacrifice something. So this is the main core concept of this opportunity cost. So let me write it. It is the next best alternative which is sacrificed. which is sacrifice. Now, you may be confused with the next best alternative thing. So, let me give you an example. It will get more clear. Say suppose we have a few jobs, and by a few jobs I mean that we have call letters from say a few jobs. Say suppose we have call letters from 4 jobs. Job A, job B, job C, job D. Job A will give me 40,000 per month. Job B will give me 60,000 per month. Job C will give me 50,000 per month, and job D will give me 30,000 per month. So if this were the situation, which job we will be choosing? Obviously, we will choose job B, because of the simple fact that it is giving more salary. Now, it is also true that if we take the job B, we cannot take any other job. That means if we want to, or if we choose job B, we have to sacrifice all other 3 jobs. Now, coming to the opportunity cost. For taking up job B, which was my next best alternative, that means if job B wasn't there, which alternative should I have been opted? So I should have been opted job C instead of job B, if job B was not available with me. But as job B is available with me, obviously I will take job B. There is no question of taking job C. But here is the main concept, that the next best alternative for choosing job B was job C, because if job B was not there with me, I would have been taken job C. Now, as we have chosen job B, we have to sacrifice the next best alternative, which is C. So hence we can say that the opportunity cost, the sacrificed cost for taking job B is 50,000 per month. So this is the simple concept of opportunity cost. And one last thing we will discuss, which is called as the marginal opportunity cost. Marginal opportunity cost. My dear students, please do give a very strict focus on this topic, because the next video that we will come up with will be very much related to this concept, marginal opportunity cost. So please give a close look to this particular concept, that what we are discussing right now. Well, the marginal opportunity cost it is the amount sacrificed in production of one good in order to produce one more. Okay, let me write in different color. In order to produce one more extra unit of other good. So this is the simple definition of marginal opportunity cost, that it is the amount sacrificed in production of one good in order to produce one more extra unit of other good. So this one more extra is very much essential for the concept of marginal. The marginal concepts, you will get so many marginal concepts throughout your second year syllabus, and you will find that the marginal concept is coming over and over again, and all of these marginal concepts has a simple mantra that it is related to one more extra of something. So here it is opportunity cost. So it is the amount sacrificed in production of one good in order to produce one more extra unit of other good. So now let me clarify. Say suppose for simplicity we were taking only two good that an economy is producing with the help of its given resource. So good X, which could be any good, and there is another good which is good Y. If we put all of the resource in production of good Y only, we will not be producing any unit of good X, because all of the resources were consumed in production of good Y. And say suppose we are producing 30 units of good Y with our given resource, and we have everything utilized. That means we have whatever the resources we have in our hand, all of them we have utilized in production of good Y. Now if we want to produce one more extra unit of good X from 0 to 1, if we want to increase one more extra unit of good X, then how much unit of good Y we need to sacrifice? So this is the opportunity cost, that it is the amount sacrificed in production of one commodity. This is due to simple fact that if we want to here in the 30 units, whatever the resources we have in our hand, everything got utilized in production of this 30 units. Now if we want to produce at least one unit of good X, we need to take out some resources from this 30 unit production, so that we can produce at least one unit of good X. So if we take out some resources from the production of good Y, obviously there will be some sacrificed amount of production in order to produce one unit of good X, one more extra unit of good X. Say suppose it is 28. Similarly, if we want to increase one more extra unit of good X from 2, we need to sacrifice by somewhat amount. Say suppose it is we have sacrificed into 26, or say suppose what to say 24. Okay, fine, 24. So in order to produce at least one more extra unit of good X, we have to sacrifice some unit of production of good Y. So this is the opportunity cost, that it is the amount sacrificed in production of one good in order to produce one more extra unit of other good, and it is the ratio of change in loss in output to the change in gain in output. So we can write it in symbolic form as symbolically we can write it as MOC, which is the marginal opportunity cost. It is change in loss divided by change in gain. So this symbol delta, it is known as change, and this is called actually delta. This triangular shape, it is called as delta, and delta means change. Now let's find out our MOC here. MOC 1, MOC, okay. For the first unit, okay, fine. Here, that side won't be visible in the camera. So MOC for the first unit, there is no loss in output. It is everything same. So for the first production, there will be nil MOC. There will not be any MOC. For the second one, how much we have gained here? The gain of production is 1. See, the production of X is increasing. So the gain in production is associated with production of good X, and loss in production is associated with the production of good Y, because we were sacrificing some amount of production of good Y in order to produce one more extra unit of good X. Now how much we are sacrificing, that we need to find out. So this will be our MOC. Now the sacrificed amount is 30 minus 28, it is 2. So 2 divided by 1, it is 2. So our MOC is 2 for second production combination. That if we want to produce one more extra unit, we need to sacrifice 2 units of good Y, and we will be come down from 30 to 28. If we want to produce one more extra, that means 1 to 2 of good X, we need to sacrifice some more. So let's see how much we have sacrificed. The gain in production was 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. The change is there only 1 gain in production. But here the loss in production is 4. 4. So that means in order to produce 2 units of good X from 1 to 2, that means if we want to increase one more extra unit of good X production, we need to sacrifice 4 units of good Y production, and we will come down from 28 units to 24 units. So this is all, my dear students, the 3 topics we have covered in our today's video. The solutions of central problems under 3 different economies, the concept of opportunity cost and the marginal opportunity cost. If you face any trouble with these concepts, feel free to comment below on the comment box of this video, and I will get to you as soon as possible. This is all for today's video.